we're going to interview because today is the 2nd of February, 2/2/22, and there have been some shenanigans happening around here. And tell me about the 4 people that just died.
Well, I don't know the information on what their names are and everything. I've just heard word of mouth, like from the Homeless Society, that there was 4 people that actually, I know 3 out of 4 were actually kicked out of the mission.
And we're not allowed to get their stuff.
Well, as far as I know, they were not allowed to get their things, and they technically died of exposure. Technically, that's the gist of it that I have, but I don't have a medical report. There was also a gentleman the next day that actually died from a heart attack after he got bulldozed by the HOT/DART team.
HOT/DART team.
Yes.
What does the HOT stand for?
It was supposed to stand for Homeless Outreach Team. And let's say 6-7 years ago, they actually came out and they gave you some blankets if they could. They gave you some food and water. They made sure that the homeless were actually being okay. But since that city ordinance has come by, people are basically dying just because of their little simplistic bylaws. It's not a law, it's an ordinance. They want us out of the city. They want to push us out into the county where we can't get to food, we can't get to supplies, we can't use a normal restroom or a normal shower. You know, we have to borrow and beg to go to a friend's motel room or go to a friend's apartment just to take a shower.
And what's happening with the dogs? You said they took the dog food, the leash.
The one time for me, this was years ago, like almost 6 years ago, and I was right there on the path, and they came by with the trucks and the Bobcat, and they came and they took everything with the white trucks. They loaded everything up, including my dog's leash, including my dog's food, our jackets, our coats, our tent, our sleeping, and it was freezing cold. It was downpouring rain in the mid-morning, and by that afternoon, evening, it was a big downpour. Her and I were completely soaked. Luckily, I found a lighter, and I started a fire, and then I got a $2,500 fine. Well, I got a ticket that was supposed to be a $2,500 fine for me keeping my dog and I alive. And my dog her name is Amber. She's 16 years old.
Aww.
She's been out here with me for now 7.5 years. She has hip dysplasia. She has a fibroid tumor. She's being taken care of at this moment at a friend's house just because this weather is so bad.
Thank God.
She cannot do this.
And you stay outside at night.
Yes, I do.
How do you stay warm enough?
Well, fleece blankets, the coat, and plenty of the donations that everybody gives us. If it wasn't for the people donating the food, the blankets, the hot coffee, the hot water, the canned food, fleece blankets, jackets, hand warmers, we wouldn't survive. We really
I am
wouldn't,
so
because we get in
grateful you're
trouble
making
every
it.
time a fire is started. I understand about the fire control. I understand that. But taking away our tents, taking away our papers, our paperwork, our social security cards, our driver's license.
So they
purses.
won't let you get anything when they start
No, ma'am.
doing demolition?
I was bulldozed 7 times before last year and a half, last July. 7 times from the quarry. I was also in the what do I want to say? The quarry where they had the KOA campground. I've been all along the path from Janitel all the way down to the canal up here where Sierra Madre matches Las Vegas. I have camped here and there, and been trying to follow the rules, trying to accompany to what is going on, but they just keep nitpicking people. And
Does it seem now that they're doing it right before the storms more than ever?
Yes. It seems like that. It may not be quite that accurate because I don't have a graph or a chart. And every time I have a journal, they come and they take everything, the tent, the tarps, everything. I mean, they leave us basically with nothing. We have to run away from our things or get arrested and thrown in jail, and then we really have nothing.
So we know that 5 people have died in the past 3 days.
In the past, I would give it the past 5 to 6 days, yes.
That's just terrible.
Yes, and I don't know who the people are. I really don't.
But
and
word gets around.
I've had many friends who have died of exposure. I had a friend, Ezekiel, who was sitting behind somebody else's tent for 3 days, and he actually went through a diabetic coma. I mean, he was in pure torture for almost 3 days. And the people, the campers, they tend to ignore it now. They have to, because either they survive or they help you survive.
It's just...
And it's a cutthroat world. You don't have to steal. You don't have to you don't.
But
have to
so
do
many
anything but
people
try to
do
survive.
steal. And
They
tell us about what happens to backpacks outside of 7-Elevens.
Oh, if you don't want your backpack, I was just moving my girlfriend's and my stuff, and I left it over there near the park, but not in the park. And I came back to get it, and half of it's gone.
Half of it's gone. Now this is almost everything these people have.
That is hers.
Now tell me about, are they giving tickets for people with carts?
Yes, that's what I have heard. I have not gotten one yet, but they are taking the carts, and instead of returning them like they said they would, returning them to the stores, no, they're crushing them. I physically have seen them do this. I don't have a phone. I can't record it, but I'm asking everybody who is homeless and they do have a phone, or maybe even just the general public, if you could please just record what is going on.
Right.
Because not all of us are doing wrong.
Right, and they can't give you a ticket for a cart if they didn't see you take it. It might not have been you that took it, and they
I
don't.
was told by Officer Cheney that if it has any kind of label to it, like Safeway or let's say Bed Bath Beyond, Home Depot, any of those that has any kind of label to it of where it belongs and to it belongs, it will be a charge of theft.
Yeah, but there's no way to prove they're the one that took it, because it could have been anybody and they could have found it on the
We're
side
not
of the
allowed to
road.
have crates either, but do you know how many people have crates in their backyard or crates in their house?
Yes.
Or crates at the front door?
Or give them crates away.
I know, but we're not allowed to have that.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And what was your name?
My name is Veronica.
Veronica.
On the streets, I go by Miss V, and my dog's name is Amber Lynn.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So this is Elizabeth Eagle, and I have Dare to Care, which is my charity. And I just got my 501(c) standing. And as you can tell, today is bitter cold. It's less than 14 degrees. It's been snowing all night, and these people are just trying to survive. Now, you've heard the horror stories that she just was telling about, Lady V. And she has a dog that's 16 years old, and she knows of people, her friends, that are dying. They're dying of exposure in Colorado Springs, and we're so near the mission, but people can't get in the mission. A lot of people cannot get in the mission, or they kick them out. So these people are on the streets, and if the police come, they'll take everything they have without any mercy. And that should be illegal. In my opinion, that's theft. And then if they're under the bridges, they give them tickets for trespassing when that's public land. So this is Elizabeth Eagle reporting live from the streets of Colorado Springs during the worst snow we've had all year. And yesterday, the hot teams came and bulldozed in the morning before the snow started. This has got to stop. These are people. Thank you for listening. We're out on the street with these two gentlemen who are out here pretty much freezing to death. How long have you been on the streets?
7th grade.
7th grade.
So I'm about 16.
16.
29.
29. Well, speak up as I ask so I can get you on film. So what are the conditions like here in Colorado Springs for you guys?
Cold, miserable. Basically,
You can't get into the shelters?
can't get away from the hot team.
The hot team keeps doing what?
They keep taking all our our camps. Coming in, bulldozing our camps, taking all of our stuff, and then
And they won't let you go in to get anything when they start?
Nope.
That you just have to watch it happen.
You just have to. They take everything we own. You're lucky if you don't go to jail.
Well, if you go to jail, you get 3 hots in a cot. Is that better than being out here?
Rather be on the streets.
Rather be on the streets, yeah. Now, what do you think this pile is over here?
That's actually a friend's. That's where my friends are camping at.
Their friends are right under there?
Or
They was? They moved for a while? Yeah, because they just bulldozed all of that.
They just bulldozed all of our camps too.
All of your camps? Right before the storm.
Yep.
Right before the storm. It's 14 to...
And
During the storm, they're bulldozing your camps?
Yep.
Do you have you...
Laughing about it.
They're laughing about it as they do it. And how many people do you know have froze to death?
Multiple.
Multiple?
We've lost a lot of friends out of people out here.
How many this year that you're aware of?
At least 20, 30.
20 to 30 this year alone. 5, I heard, within the last 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
You need anything? I got some warm gloves and hats and food. Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for interviewing. You've been on the street since
7th grade.
7th grade and
Since I was 16.
since you were 16. Bless your hearts. Y'all stay warm. Thank you for interviewing. Okay, so I'm handing out all this food and hand warmers and water and everything these people need. And this is one of my friends here on the streets, and it's cold today. It's 14 degrees. Tell me something about the Hot Squad.
The Hot Squad. Well, as of yesterday, they went underneath the bridge in the area and they started bulldozed everybody's tents. They were ripping people out of their tents
While they're watching
while they're watching.
and laughing at them.
Yes. They were skeptical. And they said, well, you guys don't belong here. And they didn't care that the storm was there or not. They still just didn't care.
During the
world.
storm, they were even doing this.
Yes. Yes, yeah. They were here actually here earlier. They came through earlier a little while
Today?
ago. Yeah, cop car went down the trail earlier. Yes.
And they gave you a ticket?
I got a ticket for trespassing because I was visiting under there. Even though I told him I did tell the officer I did not live there, he did not care. He said, well, he even walked me to the side and said, look, it says no trespassing. Being a smart ass.
There is a sign that says no trespassing?
Yes, if you go down, across the creek, down that side right there, if you go under the bridge, there's a sign that says no trespassing.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't see the sign.
No, because they don't look up.
Right.
There's no sign like eye level or anything. It's up on the bridge.
Now tell me about this pavilion over here. What's it got around it?
It's got a fence, like a
Chicken wire, so you
fence.
can't go there.
Yes, because they don't want the homeless sleeping under there. You know, God forbid if the homeless like try to stay dry or anything. No, but so it just sits there
So why aren't you in the shelter?
because the shelters suck.
Tell me about the shelters.
they have there's like no discipline in there. It's just a whole bunch of people crowding in together. It's loud. It's not respectful at all. You know, some people. I'd rather be on the streets than be in there. You know.
Right. Are there fights in there?
Oh yes, a lot.
And if you get kicked out, how long do they kick you out for?
30 days or more.
30 days or more.
One of my
And-
girlfriends, she's got kicked out for life.
For life.
Yep.
And then they bulldoze your camps. And how many do you know that have froze to death?
At least 3 this year.
Well, there have been 5 in the past week, actually.
Is there?
So yeah, it's been terrible.
One of my friends was one of them that passed away a couple weeks ago. Train wreck.
Is that his name? Trainwreck?
Trainwreck.
What happened to Trainwreck?
But he was found over here by the come and go side, and he was incoherent, and he was basically freezing to death.
And
he died.
And he died. And this is Colorado Springs. And today it is frigid. It's snowing out here.
9 degrees.
9 degrees. Yes, if you would help me, that would be great. These people are so grateful for whatever they get. They're so helpful. They'll help me with all this stuff. I mean, here, would you film me for a second? Thank you. You're watching.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, yeah. So these people, my heart goes out to them. I had a friend that froze to death in his car, and people are freezing almost every day. This weather, we're gonna lose several tonight. And it's really sad because the hot team, the police, they're supposed to protect and serve. No, they're harassing these people. They're taking everything they have and leaving them to freeze to death in the cold. This is inappropriate. We need to do something about that. Somebody needs to speak out about it. And I'm a voice, and I'm gonna be talking. And my friend here,
And I'm a
she's
voice
talking.
also.
We're all voice. So thank you guys for being willing to be on tape.
Thank you very much.
Stay warm. Stay warm. So here's another one of my friends, and he's going to tell a little bit about the difference between the city and the county. Now, it sounds like the county is being a little kinder.
Yes.
What happened with you in the county?
Well, I don't know if county for sure, but I know it was police officers.
And they
I
let
was
you
parked
Were they
out.
black cars or white cars? Black.
You know, it was snowing. I couldn't tell.
Oh, okay.
But it was. I got almost robbed the day before up here at Parkton Turnout. Somebody else in an expedition. They was trying to steal my vehicle, and nobody said anything. I mean, I told the police and the sheriff both, right? And one said it's this area, their area. The other one says it's that area. So it's kind of like gray area. So I went down. My son told me got an encampment down there. Tent. There's a little home place. Said, why don't you just come down here and park under the bridge? They won't see you at night. So I did. Well, I overslept a little bit in the morning. And when I woke up, it's by 6 patrol cars coming up on me.
6?
Yeah,
6 patrol cars.
yeah.
And what happened?
And they were telling people warnings, and I didn't know at that time because I don't hear that great, about the storm coming in. And they see me under the bridge, and they said, "Are you here to get out of the weather because of the bad storm coming in?" And I said, "Yes." And then I asked them after that, can I stay here? Am I okay to be here? Oh yeah, could I stay here a couple days? It's really bad. And they said, yeah, there's no problem with, we allow that this
Well,
time.
that's great, because some of the ones under the bridge are getting their tents taken and shooed away, so you got lucky.
But I was told by the people around there, this is a county area, and if those were city police, they weren't sure, because they were going out there giving weather warnings of the storm coming.
Oh, okay,
You know,
so they
for
were
safe-
trying to help.
The
Yeah,
sheriff
so-
patrols have to come out there, the black cars.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the sheriffs are better.
Yeah, the sheriffs have to come out to Fountain where I'm at. The city cops
Well,
can't
but-
come out there.
As of January 1st, Fountain's got a new law about
RVs,
homeless
yeah.
people and everything. They'll give you one warning, because I used to go up there and work the love fake truck stop there. And
They took that truck
That-
stop to
this-
court and won.
and the second time, you're going to jail for 90 days. They're impounding your vehicle. They're doing all that.
And if they impound your vehicle, how
It's
much do
gone.
they charge a
It's
day?
gone.
You can't get it
You ain't
back.
gonna be
Yeah,
able to
because
get it
it's
out.
got to be registered your name. You got to have insurance, and you got to
all that.
pay all the fines.
I think it's $30 a
Yeah,
day or
yeah.
something. Now you say that you're down in Fountain, and why did you move down to Fountain? Is it safer down there?
It was because anytime somebody sees you, they at least the sheriffs tell you, find a place where you can't be seen from the highway or any of the businesses, because they said, believe it or not, people driving by on the highway call them and let them know about when they see tents and stuff. So we went down there even further. You can't even see where we're at, but the sheriffs came down there one time and we got a hot water heater, a Honda generator. We have a washer and dryer down there. We take hot showers, and the sheriff was so impressed. He goes, I'm not even going to say nothing. You guys are keeping it clean. 'Cause
Oh,
we dug a
isn't
10-foot
that
pit."
nice?
Yeah. And he says, as long as you keep it clean like you're doing, because we got a big old, this is like 10 feet deep fire pit. We burn our trash out there. Oh, but only at night so they don't see the smoke. Because the fire department's right up on the hill there, you know.
Oh, don't tell too much, so we don't want
Yeah.
them to find you.
But, the sheriff's department's leave us alone.
Okay, so
But
they're
the
not
other-
like the hot team.
Well, they are to the people, because there's three like drifts. The people up on top, they brought the bulldozers in and got them, and then because there's 3 levels. We're down not even 20 steps from the river. You know, we're way down there where you can't even see us. It's so thick down there. But
That's good.
yeah,
So yeah, because some of these people, they're just having the hardest time.
yeah, they're not even going to drive their cars down there, sheriffs. It's too.
It's
I mean, like
too dangerous to.
Yeah, these are fields, and the mesquite trees down there are so thick with the thorns. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you don't have to keep moving around. And how
Yeah.
many people do you know have died?
Four that I know of, and Lori, my ex, she jumped in front of the train. So I went 5 out there. You know, she couldn't take it no more. Right out there. And you remember a couple months back about the girl? That was Lori. That
In
was my ex.
Fountain?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
my
I'm
ex.
so sorry. How about you? Do you have friends that have passed?
No, I know that Baltimore just passed away day before yesterday, I think.
A friend of yours named Baltimore?
Well, I knew him by his name and that, because he was a very unique person.
Yeah.
And I actually was watching him when he was dying and didn't know it.
Aw.
Because I have all that training.
Hypothermia.
Actually, I believe he got so amped up on them taking that place out over there, because that's what he was.
I was told
telling.
somebody had a heart attack and died. Was that him?
Yep.
And you watched it happen.
But I didn't see no telltale signs of him. How
You
would you
didn't
say
see
it?
the slurring and the
None of that.
talking of tongues?
He was so amped up, like really super
angry, yeah.
because of what was going on. He was reacting to it.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I wonder what kind of drug he was on, because if you're on certain drugs, it heats your body up so much
That you could,
that
yeah.
you just go. I've watched that happen a few times in my life.
Well, I appreciate both you guys being on camera for this. I really do. I'm very grateful, and I hope I see you soon.
See, like the biggest issue I have, I'm handicapped severely, and like cold days like today, I'm dealing with my heart. I got
Yeah.
Besides recovering from major
I'll
accidents,
give you some extra hand warmers. That's all I can
I
do.
live in my vehicle,
Uh-huh.
and like today's just been one of those days.
One of those
and
days.
there's nowhere to park.
I know,
Yeah,
not safely. You got what on your feet?
I have what they call K-wires and cables and pins all throughout my toes and feet because I stepped on a mine.
You're a military.
Yeah.
So you're a veteran.
Yeah. blew
So-
3 of my toes off. Yeah.
3 of his toes off, and he's out there in the cold. Bless you guys' heart.
I mean, both my knees are replaced and everything. This hand's dying.
It's
'Cause
sad.
I nerve nicked in my elbow.
Bless your hearts.
But
About your El Camino.
The first couple of months when COVID started, when we were all ordered to stay home, and I had a flat tire in El Camino, so I parked it at the banquet right up by McDonald's, the one with the stagecoach. What's it called?
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo, and asked the lady inside. Well, they didn't open the door. The security guard, that said nobody can come in without appointments, and they said it'd be fine to leave my car there. My car wasn't there 3 hours, and my friend called me from McDonald's saying your car's being towed. I thought he was kidding, so I go back because I had a flat with Fix-A-Flat like 4 hours later, and my car's gone.
Oh,
And it
no.
was towed away. I called the police, and after 3 days of their investigation, they came back and said I sold my vehicle to them and wouldn't tell me who has it, and the title's already been changed in their name, and that's the last I heard of it.
That is terrible.
actually,
I tell you
they
what.
stole it from me.
Yeah.
I used to drive many tow companies throughout the United States.